Good morning, class 7. So, we today start off with our final term syllabus. And from the history portion, the first chapter for our final term syllabus is Advent of the Mughals. So, before the advent of the Mughals, we know that the Delhi Sultanate was ruling the Indian territory. Isn't that so? Yes. And the last dynasty under the Delhi Sultanate was your Lodi dynasty. And from there, the last ruler was Abraham Lodi. All right. Now, we see here in the advent of the Mughals, all right, first of all, we need to know the territories that was occupied by the different Mughal rulers. All right. So let us just have a look. Now, if you look into the index or the key, I hope you know what index and key are, isn't it? We have done it in geography in class 6. Okay. So the first red brick color, all right. The Mughal Empire 1526, that is Babur. So the color that you see there, okay, the brick color that you see there, it is the area that is captured by Babur, the first ruler of the Mughal Empire or the founder of the Mughal Empire. So it is from Kabul. We see from Afghanistan, it comes down to Kashmir, Punjab, Lahore, Delhi, Agra, Himalayas, Banaras, Patna, and a certain portion of Bengal. So that was the entire territory, okay, the northwestern part of India that was captured by Babur. Slowly after him, the future Mughal rulers, all right, that was Akbar, he occupied this territory that is marked by the brown color. So, right from the northwestern part of India to Gujarat and down to Surat, then moving towards east, that is in Calcutta and Bengal, and towards the Himalayas, all right, towards Nepal also, I guess, that was the area that was occupied by Akbar. Got that? Then the third one is the territory occupied by Aurangzeb. So the nude color that you see there, the skin color that you see there from Bombay and the Deccan, entire part of the Deccan Plateau was captured by Aurangzeb. Okay. Now, only the last portion or the southern part tip of the Indian territory was left. But we find here that most of the territory, all right, from the northwestern part of India to the eastern part of India, we find that it was occupied or it came under the rule of the Mughals. Yes, so that is why it is said, that the Mughals established an empire which roughly coincides with the present Indian territory. All right. So the territory that falls under India at the moment, it was same as that, the Mughal area or the Mughal territory was same as that of present day India today. All right. So now we move on with the chapter. Now, how did the Mughals get the term Mughals? Why were they termed as Mughals? Because of their Mongolian ancestry. The Mughals came from Mongolia, all right, from Central Asia. They had their Mongolian ancestry. So for this reason, they were termed as Mughals. Now, I told you, when we were doing the Delhi Sultanate, what happened? Under the Delhi Sultanate, we had different dynasties, isn't it? You had the Lodi dynasty, the Tughlaq dynasty, the Slave dynasty, and so on. Okay, but under the Mughal Empire, you do not have small dynasties. It is a huge, big Mughal Empire. All right. And this Mughal Empire, it lasted for almost 250 years. So in your book, it is given nearly 2.5 centuries. Underline that and write 250 years. Okay. Now, another important, very important thing under the Mughal period is that the Mughal era was considered as early modern period. Now, by modern, what do we mean? Modern means, where there is advancement, where there is development. Isn't that so? Correct. So it was also known as the early modern period. Now, why was it known as a modern period? Why? Why do you think? Because there were a lot of development, all right, and changes in trade. Trade means the buying and the selling of goods and commodities, isn't it? Yes. So there was a lot of changes in and development in trade, agriculture, and technology. So for this reason, it was known as or termed as early modern period. Fine. Okay, political conditions. Under this, you need to remember that Abraham Lodi, all right, before the Mughal Empire was established, you have to know that Abraham Lodi, he wanted to expand his territory, all right, and for this, he was making a lot of hard work, a lot of battles were being waged by Abraham Lodi. Clear. But what happened? The Rajputs, all right, and there were other different leaders, other different kings and rulers who did not want Abraham Lodi to expand his empire. All right, they found Abraham Lodi to be a threat. So we find that there are two people. Okay, one is Rana Sanga and the other one is Daulat Khan Lodi. These two people call upon Babur from Central Asia in order to defeat Ibrahim Lodi. So they were the ones who called upon Ibrahim Lodi. They were the ones who called upon Babur in order to defeat Ibrahim Lodi. Clear? Now let's have a look into Babur in detail. His full name or his original name was Zahiruddin Muhammad Babur. All right, and he was born in Fargana in Central Asia. Fargana is a small place, and where is it? It is in Central Asia. All right, and his ancestors were Timur the Lame and Genghis Khan or Genghis Khan. All right. So Timur we have come across. All right. And who was Timur? Timur the Lame. He was the one who led to the downfall of the Tughlaq dynasty. Please write it down, underline it and write it down. Timur was the one who led to the downfall of the Tughlaq dynasty. Then you have Genghis Khan. And who was this Genghis Khan or Genghis Khan? He was the one, okay, who during the rule or who during the reign of Iltutmish, he came to India chasing the Shah of Persia. Can you recall? We have done this in the earlier previous chapters. Okay, so he was the one who came chasing Shah of Persia, and Iltutmish, he did not give any refuge to the Shah of Persia, because of which India was saved from the hands of Genghis Khan, isn't it? This was a story that we learned in the previous chapter. All right. And where Timur is written, you please write, he was the ancestor from the father's side, and where Genghis Khan is written, please write from the mother's side. So they were the two ancestors of Babur. Now, Babur, all right, he became the ruler, at the age of 12, all right. He became the ruler or the king of Fargana at the age of 12. But there were a lot of rebellion against him, all right. Many people rebelled against him, the warring tribe, okay, all right. And many of the nobles, they rebelled against him, because of which he moved eastwards towards India. Now, the two people, Rana Sanga and Daulat Khan Lodi, who invited Babur in order to defeat Ibrahim Lodi, they felt or they thought that Babur would defeat Ibrahim Lodi and loot and plunder, all right, and take away the wealth from India and return to his own country. But this did not happen. Now, Babur, he wanted to establish his territory under the Indian subcontinent. All right. So later on, we see that, there are battles against, there were battles fought, between Rana Sanga and Daulat Khan Lodi, in which both of these people die. Okay. Now, the first battle of Panipat. Panipat, it is a place in Haryana, India. Under this, you need to remember that the contenders of this battle was Abraham Lodi and Babur, and it was fought when it was fought on the 21st of April 1526. And here the main person or the person who turned victorious was Babur, all right, and Abraham Lodi was defeated in the first battle of Panipat. Now, there were a lot of reasons and a lot of factors which led to the downfall or to the defeat of Abraham Lodi and Babur turning victorious. The first one is Babur's army. All right, although the army was very small, the army of Babur was very small. They were very organized, all right? They were very organized and they were united and they were very disciplined. But whereas on the other hand, the armies of Abraham Lodi they were inorganized and they were indisciplined. Okay. So, we can see, that we can expect that if there is an organized army and a very disciplined army, even if, the number is very less, it is sure shot that they are bound to gain victory over the indisciplined army. Right or not? Yes? Okay, then the second one was artillery here. Please write down the meaning of artillery. It means weapons, and cannons means what? What are cannons? Cannons in local term, it is tob, isn't it? The huge weapon. Okay. Now, Babur's army used, artilleries and weapons which were very new. All right, which were very new and you can say advanced. But, these artilleries or these weapons were never, seen by the army of Abraham Lodi. All right, the cannons, were seen for the first time by the army of Abraham Lodi. So this was the second reason that led to the defeat of Abraham Lodi's army. Third one we have that tactics here means the methods or the tricks used, all right, and Central Asian cavalry here means cavalry. First of all, write down the meaning of tactics. Tactics means the methods or the tricks that was used by the army of Babur. Then cavalry here, write down the meaning of cavalry. Cavalry means those soldiers who ride on horses. So Babur's army, they rode on horses and they fought the battle. Whereas on the other hand, we see that the armies of Abraham Lodi, they were fighting the battle riding on Elephants. So if we compare the two animals, which is the one which is faster? Naturally, horses are faster, isn't it? They are lightning faster, correct? And the elephants are very slow moving, animals. So for this reason, this was the third reason which led to the winning, or which led to the victory on the side of Babur. Okay, so soon, after the victory, what did Babur do? Babur occupied Delhi and Agra. Then he laid the foundation of the Mughal Empire in India. After that, he converted Agra, or he made Agra the capital of the Mughal Empire. But a very sad thing, a very sad note, that he could not enjoy the fruit of his success. All right, he could not enjoy the success, for, whatever hard work he had made, or the struggle that he went through. He could not enjoy his success. Why? Because he died at a very early age, and that was the age of 48. All right, the age of 48 in 1530. So here we see that he could not enjoy, and he also could not consolidate his empire. Consolidate, the meaning of consolidate is to unite his empire, to bring together all his empire. He could not do that. Now in the live classes, there was a question, how did he die? All right, in your textbook it is not mentioned how did he die, but historians believe that Babur died because of certain illness, an illness which lasted for 2 to 3 months. Okay. Now, character of Babur, we find that he was a very able general. Yes, naturally, he was a very able general. A general meaning the person who leads the war. All right. He was a very able general. And here we see a very new term, that is the Renaissance period in Europe. Okay. At the present moment, you just underline the term Renaissance period and write down a cultural movement in Europe. A cultural movement in Europe. This Renaissance, you'll be doing it in detail in class 8. Clear? Now, Babur was very well read, okay, and he wrote a lot of novels and a lot of books. He also wrote an autobiography. Now, an autobiography is what it is, a book that you write on your life, on yourself, okay, and a biography is, when some other person writes on your life. So here, Babur wrote on himself, on his own life, and it was known as the Tuzuki Baburi or Babur Nama. So this was the name given to the book, okay. And what does this book have? This book has the information on his character. It gives us information on his character, his achievements, and the life of his times. All right. So, what is the book? What does Tuzuki Baburi give us? It provides us information on his character, all right, the achievements that he made in his life. Clear? We also come to know that Babur was a lover of nature. And how do we come to know about it? Because of the number of gardens that he laid down. All right, the number of gardens that he built. He also enjoyed music and he played polo. We all know what game the polo is, isn't it? The rider rides on the horse and then plays it. Clear? So the term Babur means lion. Naturally, the word Babur means lion, but lion is what? Lion is the king of the jungle, isn't it? So Babur was also considered now to be the king of the Indian territory, all right? And he was worthy of his name. He was worthy of his name. And he established his empire from Kabul to Bihar and from Himalayas to Gwalior. So we have already seen the, map where where we see the territories that was occupied by Babur. So this is all that we did in the live class, all right. In the later classes, we shall be now starting off with Humayun, the next ruler of the Mughal Empire. Thank you.